Hey guys, welcome to your cozy corner on the internet where we discuss conscious living and conscious parenting. And today I'm going to be sharing a milestone with you, my daughter's first period, or what is referred to as menarche, and how I navigated this. When your daughter gets a first period, it's one of those beautiful, emotional, and sometimes awkward moments that many of us parents navigate with love, empathy, and wisdom. In this video, I'm going to be opening up about how we celebrated and acknowledge this rite of passage, the do's and don'ts when your daughter gets her period, why conscious parenting matters during this transition, and how to hold space for your daughter's emotions, her questions, and evolving identity. And then creating rituals or moments that foster empowerment and not embarrassment. And lastly, how to encourage her body literacy and her self love. So let's get into the first step. We celebrated this rite of passage by doing certain things because this was such a special moment. It deserves to be honored and not hidden. So what I got her was a first period box with organic pads. I got her a little heating pad which was made of lavender and wheat in a little bag which she could warm up, a book about cycles and what happens to the body, and obviously some chocolate and some hot chocolate just as a little treat. And then what I also did was, just to sweeten the moment, was I took her on a mother-daughter day to celebrate this occasion with her. And we spoke about what happens within the body. It gave me an opportunity to address any questions that she might have regarding what is happening, and it just deepened our bond. The second aspect, the do's and don'ts about talking about her period. So, how we speak to our daughters about what's happening shapes the way she feels and how she sees her body. So, what you can do is use positive, empowering language like your body is wise and it's powerful. It knows what's going on. You don't have to do much except take care of it, clean it. Validate her feelings. This is so important. So, whether she's excited or nervous or unsure, you can say things like, I understand you're going through a lot right now. And any questions that you have, whether you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed, you can ask her to write them down and share those with you. But make sure that her feelings are validated and be open to questions. That's one of the major do's, is being open to questions, even the awkward ones. And if you don't have the answer, say to her, I don't have the answer right now, but I'll get back to you on that one, and go and do some research if you need to. Or you can DM me on any questions that they might have. Some of the don'ts that I want to talk about today is, don't dismiss or downplay the moment, like saying it's no big deal. Your daughter's entire body is changing, and this impacts the way she sees herself. So don't downplay the moment. Don't say things like, it's no big deal, it'll just take a couple of days. No, take time to validate those feelings, and try not to use shame-based language, saying things like, for example, you're a woman now, act like it. And lastly, don't project your own negative experiences. So if you had, for example, heavy periods, and say that, oh, it's so hard on the body, try and stay away from negative experiences and try and focus on the positive aspects. One example that I want to share with you is that my daughter said, it feels so weird. And I replied, yeah, that makes sense, because it's a big shift and you're allowed to feel everything. I'm right here for you. So let's talk about what conscious parenting looks like at menarche. Menarche is when your daughter gets, it's a term that refers to your daughter's first period. So this is not just teaching her about what happened, but how to feel about it. Conscious parenting simply means that you're being fully present and emotionally available for your daughter, that you respond and not react, and you think about the things that you want to say to her, prepare it. I remember when she got her first period, I wrote down everything that I wanted to share with her from my perspective. And you can also let her lead the pace of the conversation. This is really important in ensuring that your daughter feels validated, that she takes the lead of the conversation. Ask her things like, what do you want to talk about? Because this will hold a safe, judgment-free space for your daughter. So an example is, instead of launching a more science lesson-based approach, you can ask, what have you heard about periods? That will allow her to open up from her perspective first, and then you can engage in the conversation. The fourth tip that I want to talk about is creating empowering rituals or moments around her cycle. Our girls deserve to feel balanced and celebrated, not awkward when it comes to their cycle. So, an example is that during my daughter's cycle, we light a candle, and I shared stories about women like my grandmother in our lineage. I told her about the first time I got my period and what I had wished someone had told me at that time. Other ideas could be that you invite trusted female friends, like if you have a sister or a cousin, or a best friend, to write her a letter. This is really empowering. You could create a mini red tent. So a red tent, you just use a sheet if you don't have a tent. Experience with cozy blankets, some tea, and some storytelling. And you can also try and start a cycle journal together where she can write down her emotions, process them, and it's such a great tool to look back at and see how her cycle journey has evolved. The fifth and the last tip that I want to talk about is teaching body literacy and self love. This is so important. Beyond hygiene, she needs to knowledge and reverence, have reverence for her body. That is so important. I gifted my daughter a beautifully illustrated book on the menstrual cycle. We talked about the 4 phases, which I'll go into in another video, and how they affect our energy and our emotions. Some of the tools that you can share with your daughter in teaching her about body literacy is how to track her cycle. So maybe make a little calendar with normally during the first few months the cycle is quite erratic because it's settling, so you could use a calendar and track those over the months, and see how that goes. And then also very, very important is to reiterate the importance of rest during her bleed. So when, for example, my mother used to tell me, no strenuous activities at school, try and instead of running around, try and be more restful. You could also, by teaching her body literacy, look at products that are organic, healthy period products. This is really important. And also look at what foods support your daughter during this time. Often periods, some people are told that they met with cravings, and so healthy foods to support her during this time is really important, and I am going to be delving into that in another video, so look out for that, guys. Ultimately, we want to raise our daughters to embrace their cycle, not to fear it. It is really, really important that our daughters cultivate some self-love during this period. So, guys, thank you for being here and holding space for this important conversation. If this resonated with you, or if you're navigating this moment with your daughter, want more support, I'd love to connect. You can email me on the email below. And if you'd like more information or personal guidance or resources on how to consciously support your daughter, so that together we can honor this beautiful rite of passage with grace, care, and the celebration that it deserves. So I hope to see you next time. Love and light to you all. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with a parent that could use this information. See you next time.